They didn't see an icon when he walked onto that stage. They didn't see the decades of service etched into the lines of his weathered face. They saw an old man, too old, they said, to matter. Cameras flickered, whispers rippled like wine through dry leaves, and someone in the crowd muttered loud enough to be heard, "Why is he even here? His time is over." Yet nobody expected that his final words that afternoon would echo far beyond the walls of that hall, and ignite a fire that would burn through generations. John Kennedy had been many things: senator, soldier, father, widower, but on that day, he felt something he hadn't felt in years: the cold edge of dismissal. For months, critics and commentators had chipped away at him, calling him outdated, irrelevant, a relic of a bygone era. What could a man with gray hair and trembling hands possibly know about the world young people were fighting to change? And yet, he came. Not because he believed he could win them back, but because he had something left to say. A man fading. Or so they thought. Kennedy sat backstage, fingers wrapped around a faded photograph of his late wife, Evelyn. She had passed 3 winters prior, leaving behind an emptiness he struggled to name. He often carried that photo into every speech, every hearing, every long journey. In that picture, she was laughing, eyes fierce, filled with life. "You told me never to walk away unfinished," he whispered to her image. "So here I am." His assistant, Rebecca, peeked in. She was young, bright, and painfully honest. "They're doubting you again," she said quietly. "They're saying you're too old to understand the future." He looked at her gently. "The future," he replied, "belongs to those who believe they have one. Age has nothing to do with it." But he could feel it, the distance between him and the crowd waiting beyond the curtain. The crowd that didn't want to listen. The auditorium buzzed with impatience. Students, activists, reporters. Many weren't even born when Kennedy had first stepped into public life. They didn't grow up with him, they grew up with cynicism. As he walked up the steps to the podium, someone shouted from the back, "Go home, Grandpa." A wave of laughter followed. He paused. Just for a second. Then he placed his notes aside. He would not read today. He would remember. His final speech unscripted. "I know what you think of me," he began, voice calm but unshaken. "Too old. Too late." A voice from a world that no longer exists. Silence crept into the hall. "You're right about one thing: I am old. I have buried friends. I have seen wars begin and end. I have watched people promise justice and deliver nothing but ambition. But let me tell you what age has taught me." He leaned forward. "Change does not belong only to the young. Courage does not expire. Hope does not retire." A young woman in the front row folded her arms, skeptical. "You think I don't understand your anger," he continued.